the Crystal Cleanse event. Let's see where we're up to. Let's talk about trajectory. DNA 3000 as well has got projections, which is always fun to see. You know, the data, look at the facts. And we'll talk about trying to get some more crystals open and look at, on average, how many people have to open between now and whatnot. So this video has been recorded on the 13th of Friday the 13th. I think we've already had a bit of bad luck. Em's tripped over a foot cushion and broke her glasses, and something else broke, so something else is to happen. Anyway, yeah, carpenter problems. I suppose that's something else that we've had as well in this new house project thing we're doing. But we're currently up to 288 million, nearly 289 million crystals being open based on the points. We've got 25 days left to go. We've had 10 days so far of this event, because I believe we start off with, it says 35 there. So we are indeed at this trajectory at the moment of a deficit. We have a deficit, not trajectory, deficit. So our current deficit is about 711 million crystals. If we divide that by the remaining days at the point of recording this video, which is divided by, let's say for heck's sakes, it's 26 days, we have to open, is that right? 27 million crystals. No, it's 27 million crystals a day. Okay, 27,347 crystals per day for the rest of it. So if we don't hit it, we're kind of like mid. If you have, this is a plea to everybody, if you've got crystals that you got to open, yes, I think next week, by the way, and I'm not saying you have to do this, but what I'm just pointing out is there is a bit of a fact going on at the moment, which is, if you remember the post that went out, it does say that you will have your crystals auto opened. It will be auto opened, so just open it. If you've got an old account, open it. If you've got a friend who's got a load of crystals, just tell them, could you just get, I know you don't like the game anymore, come in and open up crystals. That would just help out. Thank you. And maybe this was being a good time to come back to the game, because you do get freebies as a result. Get them to come back. Get your friends to come back that have left the game for some free units. Is the event still running? The Storm, the whatever it is, might have stopped. It's not Storm the Gates, actually. No, they've removed it. No, that's a shame. I was going to look to see if they had any kind of like tantalizing events to get. And it was last week, really. On Thursday, it ended with that tantalizing event. Anyway, the Crystal Cleanse is something that I think a lot of people should be involved with or not. But, and as I did say, no one's forcing you to open crystals. I'm opening up my crystals towards the end. I've got 1,000 crystals plus, 67 there. Like, they're going to be opened. They're not being not opened. They are being opened, but I'm doing a special crystal week so I can take a bit of a break, a bit of a like mini holiday, just so I can unwind a bit, because yeah, I need to take some time off, just kind of reset, chill the brain, and then come back to it stronger. I think, and as a lot of us have learned recently, mental health is very important, and keeping sane is very important as well, and listening to people is very important. Listen to the ones around you giving you good advice, but unfortunately sometimes people don't take that good advice. So yes, it's always nice to take a little bit of a break and just kind of like unwind and get the brain back in work in order. Yeah, so crystals wise, as I go off on a tangent, which you all know about the situation currently. Yeah, so I'll be opening up all these, but of course the 6-star one, 6-star crystal, 6-star featured, comes out next week. I think that a lot of people will open up a lot more. Like I've got, I'll have 20 by then, 20 to open, and I think a lot of crystals are going to be open on that day, which that could bump up the score. And yes, as we did say with the breakdown of the numbers, 27 million needs to be open per day. If you're not seeing that go up in that kind of fashion, our trajectory is kind of not aligning to get to 1 billion. So everyone needs to pull together. as much as they can. I do have, there's friends out there that have opened up a lot more. Shout out to people on my friends list, those that have done thousands. If you go to participation at the moment, look, there's people on there. Odin, Scorpion have done over 5k. Slayer of Gods, he's done 4k. Like, he's helped out. I need to step up a bit more with my 1,600. I need to get some more crystals, and I do need to open them. I just need to do that. That's something I need to do. But let's look at some data to support where we're up to and will we actually make it, especially because is it going to be as simple as this? As DNA 3000 puts, average required is that, and our crystal opening is in that particular fashion. But again, are we going to reach there? It's now becoming closer. In this graph here, you kind of see that the point there is a bit it's getting a little bit closer, and that this is what I kind of feel that we might have this tricky nature to it. Because we've now slowed down, it's going in a direction of our average we need to hit has now superseded our average we're achieving. How do we get this improved? Well, again, there are things that are coming up. We have new featured 6 stars coming into game. We miss out on the featured 5 stars that are coming into game. There's, of course, things we can do to open up more crystals. The 9 vulnerable crystals are sort of helping us out to a degree. There's Cavaliers to open. There's solo crystals, but again, forcing people to open up solo crystals for 1,000 solo shards versus the other ones, it's hard. It's a hard place to do that. I find it quite difficult to force anybody to kind of go, hey, you must do this, you must do that. But there are other ways still to pick up crystals. We talked about it on the channel. That are, if you've seen the side quest guide, which is a monthly guide that I put out with information about stuff, then you'll know there's a tab which has details of the crystal cleansing, which just showcases some places that you can go in order to pick up some shards and things and help out towards the cause. But we do need to kind of put in a lot more effort. If we I think when we worked out the sums, we worked out like 300,000 active players, didn't we? So if we kind of go with that logic and go, okay, 27 million crystals per day, how does that equate down to player base? So if we then divide by, say, 300,000 active players at the moment, then that's effectively every single player per day opening about 91 crystals, which seems a bit excessive to a degree. But that's not ridiculously unachievable, especially if you're willing to do a few things here and there in game. You might be finding you're picking up a lot more than that. There's stuff within the stores you could pick up. Trader's Outpost, Glory Store, even auto fighting through some lower content. I found that just by picking up the odd crystal, like, what's a good example? Yeah, I mean, just like a quick quest crystal. There's just these there's little things here and there. I've got to open up all of these arena boost crystals. I saw some people like complaining about having like a load of these then in their stash. Well, if you had a lot of them to begin with, you weren't using them. That's the first thing. But the second thing is maybe use it as an opportunity to play arena. If you don't like arena, well, maybe suck it up for a little while and use them. When I go on my little holiday, I'm going to be using those and farming, because I'll actually have time between doing, running 2 jobs, the house, and, the YouTube channel, 2 YouTube channels, and other projects that I've got on. Trying to find available time has become tricky. So trying to find available time to play in game has been tricky. So hopefully when I get a bit of time to myself, I can actually enjoy a little bit of arena farming, get some units, do some content, and other stuff like that. That's my hope to do that and catch up a little bit. Either way, you can see like the fall off is difficult, and the open rates. This is really interesting, by the way. Reading DNA 3000. So I'll put this link in the description if you do want to check it out. As yeah, it kind of does go for a bit of grim reading, but it's still possible. And of course people will have their issues with it. 2 problems with this event. 1, it's annoying to open thousands of crystals 10 at a time. That I agree with. 2, then I have to allow items to expire or tap on thousands of items overflow to get the gold from selling. Oh, I don't know. I find it quite easy to kind of to access it. And for everyone waiting to say that's a you problem, I don't disagree with you. I honestly just won't put in as much effort as I would have if they had thought about this. But if Kabam wanted more participation, so we would be clear out of stash. This is the thing, isn't it? Like, this is a good, what is it called? It's a good learning curve for Kabam. Like, I'm not saying suck it up. Just if we do it this time, it's like, maybe Kabam could look at this and go, well, it's a quality of life improvement we could add into game. But at the end of the day, we just go, well, I'll just not bother then because of this stuff. Is that the attitude to the community? No. Yes. Possibly. I mean, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to be opening up a ton of these, like, just to help out the cause. That's 700 crystals right there. I'm just going to open them straight up, but at the same time I'm going to play arena at the same time. If you're doing them and you don't want to do arena, then that's fine. That's okay for you, but just find a way. But then our crystals, as we said, I don't have anything against anybody that's saving crystals for things like specific pools. If you're saving an abyss crystal or saving up shards for certain champions, I've got nothing against that. That's important to you, and that is great. Zuffy, I pop some, then I got tired, come to realization, why do I need more gold? Boost now, the milestones suck. It was similar to the road. If it was similar to the road to the crypt, I think people missed that this was not meant to be for everybody. It was meant to be for new players. It's going to be a shame, really, because this is all about helping out newer players to the game to get some stuff, and I think that's also important. There's also, you know, I don't know. Some people are giving up and don't want to work towards a common cause. I get it. If it was spicier stuff, then maybe we would have worked harder for it. But it is what it is. You either like it or you don't. Open stuff if you want or don't. I'm going to be opening up what I can open to help out the common cause. It's up to you at the end of the day if you're up for that. And of course, fair play to anybody that's saving shards for things like rare champions that are coming into game and entering into pools at a later date, because, you know, you've got your things to do. But this is something you got to watch out for. You will see a load of stuff in your stash when Kabam auto open your crystals, depending on which ones they are. That's something to bear in mind. Open them now or wait for Kabam to open them. They're going to go into your stash. Manage your stash now by opening them up. So, there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. What are your thoughts on the current state of things at the moment? And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye for now.